Welcome back to the 2016 MAAC Women's Basketball Championships on ESPN3. We come to you from the Times Union Center here in downtown Albany. Our second matchup of the day in the semifinal round. Number 2 seeded Iona taking on the 3rd seeded Red Foxes of Marist College. Here's how we got here. The tournament starting on Thursday. This will be the 9th game of the tournament. 3 games were played on Thursday, a couple on Friday, a couple Saturday. Already earlier today, Quinnipiac advances to their 3rd straight title game, knocking off Monmouth 66-59, awaiting the winner of this 2 and 3 seeded game between Iona and Marist. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dean Darling, along with MAAC Hall of Famer Julianne Vianney. Chris Williams working the sideline. He'll be with us in just a little bit. And Julianne, when you look at this matchup, it's an even when they split the regular season series.
What's interesting is that when they met in the regular season, the 2 games couldn't have been more lopsided. In the first meeting, Iona killed Marist, but in the second, Marist beat them by 1 point in the final seconds.
And you look at Marist, a team in their 13th consecutive semifinal experience has to count.
Well, their experience as a program can really be an advantage because there's just that expectation to win. But Iona has had a terrific year, and they're hungry and have the most athletic team probably top to bottom this season. But it's going to come down to execution and poise today.
All right, let's get right to our key players for this one. And we do have a couple standouts brought to you by I Love New York. Winter in New York State means more great things to do than ever. Plan your trip to iloveny.com.
And Tori Jarose from Marist is the MAAC Player of the Year for a reason. She's had a magical season. There's no one better. She's so deserving, has had such a consistent season, double-double machine. And then Joy Adams for Iona has grown into the leader position in her final season, has been an absolute beast on the glass all year.
And a look at our starting lineups brought to you by Team Lid Sports. For the Foxes, Oberdorf, a walk-on softball player, made the team back in October. Clement, a good outside shooter. Coffey and Jarose are the 2 seniors, and Fitzpatrick sandwiched in between, a true freshman. Meanwhile, for the Gales, Liz Arazu, first team all-conference, number 2 in the league, and assists Leah Robinson. She had a big game with 5 threes yesterday. Meanwhile, Felicia Gilmore, an outside shooter on a wing. Corinda Dupree, she does a good job protecting the rim. And Joy Adams, the MAAC preseason player of the year and a first-team all-conference member. Brian George's 14th year, 341 career wins, 10 MAAC postseason titles, and a record in the MAAC tournament of 34-3. Meanwhile, on the other sideline, Billy Gotzi's in her 3rd year. First year, she led Iona to 26 wins. In fact, that year, she was named the MAAC Coach of the Year. Overall, 48-16 with a winning mark of 75%. She played and graduated from Hofstra University. Series history dominated by the Red Foxes, but we mentioned at the top, was split this year. Handily won in New Rochelle by Iona, and then the Foxes grabbed the 1-point win in Poughkeepsie 9 days later. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN3. This is Gilmore right off the tap.
Now what a start for Iona. Gilmore is a player that you've got to know where she is at all times. She is a player that Marist has to pay attention to.
That's her first make of the tournament, 0 for 9 in the win against Siena on Friday.
Well, you know what they say. The day you take off on a player because they haven't been shooting well is the day they go off.
Yep. Coffey misses it right there. Marist got out to the great start in the win against Manhattan yesterday. An 11-0 run that really set the stages for a 12-point win. Shot clock had not started. And Kathy Lonergan is in charge today, joined by Keith Miller and Robert McDowell as the two umpires. Kathy's had a lot of experience in semi and championship games. And Iona Gales on the strength of the Felicia Gilmore left wing 3. And again, no activity on the shot clock. And that could be a problem, so they want to get that corrected. You know, this tournament started on Thursday with those 3 women's games, and then they moved into the men's action. And we've got 2 semifinals coming up tonight here on ESPN3 for the men's. And this has been a busy time, and these workers here have done a great job.
They always do such a nice job here in Albany. I was excited when I heard it was back here.
Robinson from the same spot as Gilmore hit it, and it's 6-0 Gale.
Wow, not the start Marist wanted in this one. Iona with a quick start, although we have seen them do that quite often, Dean, and let up leads. But they're pretty good at starting ball games.
Gale's on the takeaway. Robinson yesterday 5 for 9 on threes.
You've got to be able to find them. They stretch the floor out.
It's been a problem for the Gales this year, the throwaways. Here's Oberdorf, joined by Clement in the backcourt, Coffey, Giroux, and Fitzpatrick. Good ball movement, sets up Oberdorf. Fitzpatrick, who's got her share of rebounds this year, will bring it out, get a reset for the Red Foxes. 16 and 15 overall. Ended up in the 3rd spot. This is the first time they've ever been a 3rd seed in the MAAC tournament. Not normally number 1 or 2.
This year they've struggled a little bit, have been a little more inconsistent as a team. Some players not on the team that were gonna be, and all kinds of stuff like that happened. But a 3 seed ain't bad.
That's not. Down low for Adams. Good ball movement. Robinson from the corner. Dupree lost it. Coffey had the big game yesterday against Manhattan with 21 points. And what a tandem that is, Coffey and Giroux.
Yeah, those two are going to have big nights, or big days, excuse me, because the team relies on them to score. And, you know, when I was talking to the Marist coaches before the game, and it's just been a struggle with consistency with this group. They don't know which group is showing up on which day. So if they come to play, they can be really dynamic.
And again, they scored 43 of their 70 points yesterday. That duo we just spoke about. Giroux' shot affected there by Dupree. Liz Arazu transferred in from Texas Tech 3 years ago in her 2nd year here. That's a double dribble. She's had a really nice year distributing the ball.
I love her at the point because, you know what, she does what she does well. She plays her role. She doesn't take unnecessary shots, and she just manages the game.
She got banged up on the left wrist in the win the other day against Siena, and it's heavily taped. She's a warrior. Fitzpatrick looking for Oberdorf. And they may have got Joy Adams for roughing up Giroux. At times during her career, Joy's gotten into foul problems. And it is her first.
Well, it's difficult to cover Tori Giroux. I'll tell you that. She gives up some height with Tori.
Fitzpatrick, the all-state player out of Connecticut, tied up and threw it away. So a couple turnovers in the early going here on the Red Foxes. Iona with the quarterfinal win against Siena, 64-47 on Friday. Had the day off yesterday and coming in fresh into this game. Meanwhile, Marist just played yesterday about 24 hours ago.
There's certainly an advantage to get the 1 or 2 spot for sure.
New format this year, you like it?
I do. I think I do like it.
The 1 and 2 teams get the day off after their initial game.
It's it's a little weird, but I'm so used to it being the other way. But these are the only 2 buckets of the game, both of them from the same area. Gilmore with the first one from behind the arc, and then Robinson nails the second. Pretty wide open.
Here's DeRose. Puts a lot of air under that shot. And the Foxes in the early going are 0 for 5.
They just look pretty stagnant, not really getting good shot selection.
Here's Lizarazu. Pulls up on the elbow jumper.
Nice shot. And Lizarazu has an ability to score too, and she doesn't force it, but she takes what the defense gives her. A nice little pull-up J.
A nice game against St. Joe's earlier this year in the non-conference activity with 25. She's had 20 or more in a game 3 times. So Iona comes out shooting well, knocking down 3 of the first 4. And Marist just can't hold on the ball.
They look a little nervous. I think the nerves are there for Marist. Now, there can also be that concept. I mean, you have the experience of being here, the program experience, but can that also be a detriment where the team has that pressure on their backs of what they're not really not on their backs, on the front of their jerseys, because it says Marist, and for so many years they dominated, so they may put too much pressure on themselves too, so it should be interesting.
So Georges goes to the bench early. He brings a veteran in off the bench, and Eileen Van Horn, in favor of the freshman walk-on Oberdorf. And now a turnover here on the Gales. This game reminds me a little bit of the first game we called down in New Rochelle, where they blew Marist out by 20. Remember, they came out and they hit some wing threes and really set the tone in that game.
They did, because they came out hard and got Marist on their heels immediately. And Marist doesn't want to be on their heels, because then they're going to be crawling out of a hole the rest of the game. And from the get-go, Iona has taken it to them.
Van Horn, who hit a couple big threes in the win yesterday. Now down low for Fitzpatrick. There's Clement off the elbow. She hit the 2 threes yesterday. She's their leading 3-point shooter.
And finally they get on the board. A nice shot by Clement. She's got a really good stroke from out there, and that was because of good ball movement by Marist.
Robinson, the toss now for Lizarazu from Madrid, Spain. That one on a misfire. And we got another shot clock situation. Officials will go over and confer at the scorers table. And we get a timeout with 4:39 left here in the first quarter. Gales, on the strength of a couple big threes to open the game, now have a 5-point lead.
Know that you will always compete against the best while bringing out the best in yourself. Know that you are joining a family with a rich history in both academics and athletics. To know that you will become one of the future leaders of tomorrow. To focus on one goal, graduation. That's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, celebrating 35 years of excellence in academics and athletics.
Want to achieve more than you ever thought possible? At Canisius College, you can. But Canisius education is packed with extraordinary opportunities like top-level scientific research, global service experiences, and real-world connections. Want to intern at a Fortune 500 company? Want to get into the best medical and law schools? Want to be a champion for social justice? You can. Here.
Thanks for the ride around Norfolk, and I just wanted to say Geico is proud to have served the military for over 75 years.
Roger that. Captain's waiting to give you a tour of the Wisconsin now.
Could have parked a little bit closer. It's going to be dark by the time I get there.
Geico, proudly serving the military for over 75 years.
All right, everybody, if this doesn't get your toes tapping, then check your pulse. The joy of cola, joy of bubbles, joy of fun, joy of Pepsi on your tongue. Greatest taste sensation under the sun. Pepsi Cola.
MAAC basketball is brought to you by I Love New York. Winter in New York State. There's something for everyone. Plan your trip at iloveny.com. Chris Williams has been working with us throughout the day as Iona leads here early into our second semifinal, 8-3. And send it over to Chris on the sideline.
If you're looking for talent, this is a game you cannot miss. The number 2 seeded Iona Gales boasted 3 All-MAAC performers. Adams, first teamer. Lizarazu, first teamer. Co-6 player of the year, that would be Lewis. And then you flip to the Marist Red Foxes. They have 2 players that you have to keep an eye on. And I didn't even mention the 10-time MAAC champions. When you talk about those players, you talk about Coffee, a first teamer, and the player of the year, Lizarazu, who's a real tough customer. Buckle up, this should be a good one.
Thanks, Chris, and welcome addition as our sideline reporter throughout this semifinal part of the tournament. You know what Chris's nickname is?
What?
Smooth.
Oh yeah, Smooth. You told me that.
Yeah.
You told me that a few weeks ago.
Heck of a player
That's
these days.
That's a great move.
Yeah, heck of a player.
A great nickname.
Yeah. Played for the Jaspers. Led them to many a MAAC win. So Iona jumps right on the Foxes early in this one. They lead at 10-3. Foxes just with 1 3-pointer from number 4 right there, Ali Clement. And a throwaway. The Foxes give it up for the 4th time at early going. Robinson can't give her too much time. Lizarazu saved.
Right now, Iona's just got all the momentum. They're getting some 50-50 balls. They're taking their time and controlling the tempo.
Coffee on a denial off the double team. Foxes will get it back. Good year for the Gales. Went 16-4 in the regular season. Finished a game back of Quinnipiac, who won earlier today against Monmouth. And it came down to the final day of the regular season, a week ago today. Julian, you and I got a chance to call that game. Billy Dotsey's team came up a bit short against Quinnipiac after taking an initial 13-2 lead in that game. Another throwaway by Marist. And Gilmore on a walk. Both teams having problems.
Yeah, both teams turning the ball over quite a bit early on here. Trying to play too fast, and you got to allow the game to slow down in your mind in a game like this because a lot of nerves and adrenaline is pumping.
Manhattan came out with some pressure against Marist, especially in the 4th quarter. And the Foxes turned over 6 times in that game, and that's the 7th turnover on Marist. They've only had about 11 possessions. And the interception by Fitzpatrick. Coffee on the trail 3.
It's the easiest shot that Marist has gotten, and that's the best way to hit a 3, and Coffee is pretty deadly in transition when Iona loses the offense.
Yeah, Sydney, 32% on 3s this year. The MAAC preseason first team pick, and at the end of the year, she was named to the first team all-conference honors. Joy Adams, great career, the all-time leading rebounder and 3rd leading scorer in the history of Iona basketball, and also the all-time leading rebounder in MAAC basketball.
She's a tough player, and she's had a good 4 years for sure. I mean, double-doubles day in and day out.
Fitzpatrick steps into a 3. Back-to-back triples by Marist.
That's the way to get back into a ball game. 3's more than a 2 for sure. And Marist has some players that can stroke it from out there.
Fitzpatrick started 25 of the first 30 coming off the bench earlier, but then Brian Bridges said, I need this player.
They need to stop, and they need to stop. They haven't been able to get a stop.
Lizarazu with a pretty right hand.
A great shot by Lizarazu. She's got some really nifty moves when she gets into the paint area.
She owns 6 of their 14 points. Giroux's quiet so far in the ball game. And Adams for the defensive clear. Joy Adams alone this year has had 10 rebounds or more in a game on 26 occasions. Second leading rebound at the end of the regular season, just to Giroux. Giroux only beat her out by tenths of a percentage. Shot clock's at 8. Fitzpatrick comes away with it. Van Horn, Coffey, Fitzpatrick, Giroux, Clement on the floor right now.
Giroux is being double teamed. She hasn't gotten a good look all day.
That lady has. Coffey's made her last 2, and both of them been 3.
And just because Giroux was patient with the ball, she was double teamed and she was able to kick it out. It's going to leave somebody open. So Marist is going to have to hit from out there.
And Coffey with that first 3 became the 4th all-time leading scorer in the history of Marist basketball. Dupree doesn't take a lot of those. Here's Adams looking for the and one.
You see how Tori Giroux here is double teamed, but she's very patient with the basketball and she finds Sydney Coffey out of it. She's gotten really adept at doing that because it's been happening all season where she gets double teamed and Coffey capitalizing. And this is the day for Coffey. She's a senior. She wants to go out strong.
Van Horn had picked up the personal. There's Tori Giroux from Cortland Manor, New York. Got the extra year of eligibility after many appeals. Didn't find out till like September 18th she was going to be able to come back for her 6th year after an injury-riddled career and a transfer from Vanderbilt.
And she's had a heck of a time physically, but luckily she's been healthy all season in her 6th year.
And now Brian George is leading this squad into their 13th consecutive semifinal appearance. They've won 10 MAAC titles under his tutelage. Coffey on the crossover right to the rim.
That's a great move, and she just couldn't finish it, but she got to the rim in a nice stride. This is all off the crossover dribble. She has a pretty big stride at her length.
5.6 seconds remaining here in the quarter off a set play. And with 2.7, the Foxes will keep it. And you look at Sydney Coffey, the 2nd leading scorer in the MAAC this year, over 15 a game. And at times, Brian Georges has just urged her to shoot more and score more.
Yeah, he needs her to shoot. She's got to. And at times she has it. She's always their X factor.
Giroux off the inbounds, knowing the time element. Comes up short. As the leading scorer in the MAAC had a tough first quarter. Went 0 for 3. While the Gales of Iona come out, hit a couple big threes early, set the tone, and they lead by 4 after 1 quarter.
Quick and to the point.
What?
Quick and to the point.
Yep.
Hope you enjoy every hardwood tourney moment.
Coach, after a tough start, seems like the ladies really got on track quickly. Anything you said to them during the timeout or during the break?
Well, we've been trying to force things into Tori, and they're doing a good job of trying to take things away. So we've got to find other things. And, we hit some three-point shots. So we've got to get more than three-point shots. We got to finish some layups. But, we've gotten back into it, which is a good thing.
Anything you want to do differently to get Tori involved?
Well, again, we've got to set our screens for her, but we can't force it to her, and Tori has to keep working.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Use your minute to win. It starts right now. Go! All right, we have 1 minute here on the clock. 1 minute here on the clock. And Julia and Francesca are on to a huge lead. So here comes one in hand. Here we have a little switch point, and it's slowed down aggressively. All right, we have Julia and Francesca still with a slight lead. Morgan and Jan making their way to the wall. Once we have one thing in the wall. Both partners must take the ball to the all the way back. Julia and Francesca well on the way. Now we have to get back to the ball as well. They'll have to make the layup. We have a comeback.
Second semifinal of the day here in Albany, and Iona set the tone early in this one. They lead it 16-12 after 1 quarter to play. Chris Williams just found Brian Georges and had a little word with him.
Coach, after a tough start, seems like the ladies really got on track quickly. Anything you said to them during the timeout or during the break?
Well, we've been trying to force things into Tori, and they're doing a good job of trying to take things away. So we've got to find other things. And, you know, we hit some three-point shots. So we've got to get more than three-point shots. We got to finish some layups. But, you know, we've gotten back into it, which is a good thing.
Anything you want to do differently to get Tori involved?
Well, again, we've got to set our screens for her, but we can't force it to her, and Tori has to keep working.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
And it's a valid point made by Brian Georges. He has to continue to work, but Marist, all of their points came on three-point shots, 4 of 6. They were 0 for 6 on 2-point field goals, and 3 of those missed shots came from Jarosz.
Yeah, of course, and obviously I played for Coach Georges, and I know that he doesn't like to live and die by the 3, so he likes the well-balanced style and attack, and Tori Jarosz has averaged 18.9 points per game all year. She's got 0, and she's 0 for 3 today, so Iona's doing a nice job making it difficult for her. She's got to work for every shot, and you know Marist is looking to get it into her. They're used to getting her the ball, but she's having a tough time, and Joy Adams is a tough defender.
Sure is. Jarosz has done a nice job, though, getting the ball out of the post, and there you see the numbers, 3-point numbers for Marist. Hitting 2/3 of their shots on threes.
If you're making them, that's okay, and you just have to make sure you're balanced, and that's a layup you've got to make. And typically Tori makes those.
And that's been a great tandem this year on that pick and roll between Jarosz and Coffey. Iona last year had a 500 record, 15-15. This year with the 21 wins coming in, 20 in the regular season. Alexis Lewis, MAAC Co. 6th player of the year, misses on her first attempt.
A wide open look, though.
Oberdorf misfires on the 3. She started the game, then was taken out in favor of Eileen Van Horn, getting the start here in the second quarter. Robinson, such a valuable wing player. 2nd all-time and 3-pointers made, and she hit one early into this ball game and had the 5 yesterday in the win against Siena.
Tori's so good at blocking shots. She's able to recover pretty quickly.
Yeah, she led the MAAC in that category. 87th block of this season. Shot clock at 4 seconds. And they play on. Great defense by Coffey.
Yeah, that was a good possession and a nice job not fouling at the last second. You know that Adams has to take a tough shot.
Oberdorf, who came onto the squad as a walk-on back in October, actually recruited to play softball, so she's waiting to move into her softball season.
You know, Joe Estanio is like, hey, where's my player?
Yeah. And Jarosz misfires again on a layup. And Dupree got her this time.
She's just being double-teamed. They are draping all over her, so it's going to be a tough day for her.
So the first one on Corinda Dupree. Brian Georges, ably assisted there by former players that you played with, Alicia Kresge, also Aaron Ledger-Dowdy. And there's Billy Gotze. Boy, she came onto the scene with a great emphasis, 26 wins in her first year. Her first head coaching job in Division I.
And she inherited some pretty good talent. but she's done a nice job with this team.
Here's Adams. Lewis, another long look. And Giroux just went over top of Adams and grabbed the rebound at 6'3".
Iona's been settling for perimeter shots the last few possessions.
Clement. She's a streaky shooter this year. Adams is like a point forward the way she grabs the rebound and goes down court.
She's taken some difficult shots the last couple possessions.
Morgan Bartner is on the floor for the Foxes. She wears 22, a freshman from Florham Park, New Jersey, in a walk. Marist with several turnovers here in the early going of this one, and now up to 7.
And that's just an unforced error. And you've got to clean that up as much as possible, especially in a championship setting and game. And both teams have 7 turnovers apiece. And it's not because one team is playing more aggressive defensively than the other. There's some unforced ones.
Lizarazu brought rain with that one. And she is off to an unbelievable start. Now 9 points. She hits her first 3, 4 of 5 from the field.
What a pretty shot. It literally dipped down, like straight down. Nothing but net. And that was a deep one.
And again, she had to be helped off the court on Friday in the quarterfinal win against Siena, banging up a wrist. I think that had been previously injured. Clement.
That's not a good shot. Clement's way out, and she doesn't have much room. Robinson's on her, so I don't like some of the shot selection by Marist. And when you take a bad shot, Iona gets up the floor and scores. That happens.
Adams is so good at running baseline to baseline. Finish that one right there. 6 points for Joy Adams from Orlando, Florida. Bartner, Fitzpatrick, Oberdorf, Giroux, and Clement on the floor. And there's Torrey's first field goal of the game.
Marist has been able to hang in there without Giroux even scoring up until now. She's got to get going for them.
Led the MAAC this year in scoring, 18.8 a game. 10 times she had 20 or more in a game. There's the shovel to Dupree. Oberdorf yelling for help. And then Georges, realizing his player was in peril, calls for the timeout.
And Iona has the lead because they're being assertive. They're hitting from the perimeter. Lizarazu making it rain with that one. She was deep. And then down at the other end in transition, Joy Adams, the senior, having a good one.
I'm Mike Richter, and I love New York. There's no place like it in the world, especially in the winter. You know I love to play on the ice, but I also love the snow. New York has over 50 ski mountains, more than any other state. So carve some turns, catch some air, or snowmobile in a state with over 10,000 miles of trails. New York State is a winter wonderland. So plan your trip at iloveny.com. There's something for everyone.
Deep within you is a relentless drive. You come prepared. You come willing to work. You come to win. Discover the Performance Protein Bar made just for you. Come ready. 24 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, no sugar alcohols. One unbelievably awesome taste. Come ready. You don't quit, and neither should your bar. Come ready for the competitor in you.
You must do the thing you think you cannot do.
The mind is everything. What you think, you become.
It is not best that we should all think alike.
He who learns but does not think is lost.
The main purpose of life is to live rightly, think rightly, act rightly.
Oh, the things you could think of if only you try.
Fulfill your educational goals on a 22-acre private residential campus just minutes away from the world's economic, cultural, communications, and entertainment center, New York City. For more than 160 years, Manhattan College has promised a Lasallian Catholic education featuring 5 schools of study that challenge students to excel academically while providing career opportunities second to none. Find out what Manhattan College can promise your future.
Welcome back to our coverage on ESPN3. Women's semifinal. Iona leading Marist 21-16 in MAAC fans. The first round of the 2016 MAAC Women's Lacrosse Championships will be April 30th, hosted by the 3rd and 4th seeds. And the semifinals and finals will be May 6th through the 8th. That'll be hosted by the number 1 seed. For more information, visit MAACsports.com/women's lacrosse. Red Fox basketball. They had a hard time holding on to the pill. They turned it over 7 times. Likewise for Iona. And what's really kept Marist in this game are the 4 threes they hit in the first quarter.
They responded. Because Iona started out red hot, and Iona's really sharing it, and a lot of players have stepped up to score. And Marist has to know they've got to get the shot off here.
And a little teardrop leaner by Eileen Van Horn.
A great shot in the nick of time, and they needed that bucket.
She's a young lady that waited in the wings. Better players played ahead of her first 3 years. Now in her final year out of Wisconsin, she stepped into a nice role.
She's solid, and she brings some veteran experience, which Marist doesn't have much of. So it's a young group this year.
Especially starting a point guard that's a freshman walk-on in Oberdorf. Here's Coffey. Second leading scorer in the MAAC this year. Gilmore took one to the chops. But prior to that, it reached in on Coffey. Second one in the quarter on the Gales. Billy Gotze, 48 wins overall in the MAAC in her 3rd year. And she is sitting across from one of the top coaches in the East, for Brian Georges, his 14th year today, going for his 342nd career win. Here's Jerose off the pull-up. Now she's hit her last couple.
And she's got some height on Clay, and she noticed it and really commanded the ball. And Marist noticed it and got it to her.
Liz Arazu was trying to turn the corner. It's on Oberdorf. First one on her. Clement will come back in now. Brian Georges has had a very short bench this year. He's only got 10 players available. He's had a series of injuries in the preseason and things of that nature, and just some youth as well.
He has, and he thought that he was going to have a few players that he doesn't, and I mentioned that earlier. But yeah, this is a young team.
Liz Arazu gets her second triple to go down.
And Liz Arazu has just been unbelievable all season long. I mean, she just stretches the defense when she's hot, and if she's not scoring, she's involving others, and this is good defense, too.
And Adams on the run out.
If Iona's able to make you turn it over, they can be dangerous up in transition and when they're playing fast.
Here's Coffey and the throwaway. Everybody thought Coffey was going to go right to the rim.
It's just been some miscommunication and players not rotating right. You've got to relocate yourself. You see Sydney Coffey get all the way down into the paint, and this was the last possession. Off the defense, off the steal. And that's the way that Iona loves to score. It plays right into their hands.
Liz Arazu owns 12 of their points, backed up by a fellow first-teamer, Adams with 8. So far, those two have outplayed the other first-teamers in the conference in Coffey and Jerose. And Adams gets it to go down. That's where she's perfected her game. At one time, she couldn't hit the mid-range jumper.
And that's a tough shot. She was leaning and still finished it because she's got really solid body control. She's a strong player.
Clement, Foxes needed that one badly after a 7-0 run by the Gales.
If Marist can push the basketball offensively, they can get some open looks like that. But the key is they've got to rebound and get a stop first.
Gale lead at 5. This is Clay. The freshman hits the 3.
Iona is just shooting so well right now.
Overall, they're 5 of 10 on trays.
The three-point defense is not there for Marist.
Yeah, they're not getting out on the perimeter. Giroux's inside traffic. And with the putback attempt, she'll shoot 2. Second one on Corinda Dupree. Treyana Clay out of Tucson, Arizona, has been a valuable find this year as a freshman. He's got size, 6'0". Shoots the ball a little bit. Tori Giroux this year, before this tournament started, went to the free throw line 192 times and made a team-leading 80%.
She gets other teams' post players in foul trouble, and that's a key. She looks to attack and doesn't shy away, and she is a very physical player, and she's strong too. In the offseason, she worked really hard in the weight room, and it shows in her game.
And she's a perfect 4 for 4 at the free throw line. Iona up 2 full possessions here with a little over 2 left in the first half. Picked up there off the bounce by Van Horn. Adams was down. She'll be late coming back defensively, and Giroux takes effect of it.
And that's the way to push it in transition, and Iona having a hard time getting back the last couple possessions, and they've got to continue to look to do that.
8 second quarter points by Tori Giroux. Coffey went for the theft.
And there's no need for that because Lizarazu can't do anything with the basketball out here. And this is the last possession, up in transition, and Tori can run the floor. And she's being covered in the half court so well that it's easier for her to get some points if she's running.
Lewis, Robinson, Lizarazu with Clay on the floor. And Joy Adams. Good hustle there by Lewis, and they'll reset it. So Billy Gotzi goes with 2 freshmen in that lineup right now with Lewis and Clay. Shot clock at 12 seconds. A little over a minute left here in the half. Adams ran it up, missed the bunny.
That was a nice move, too, by Lizarazu, getting all the way into the teeth of the defense and drawing 2. And we've seen Adams miss a lot of bunnies this season.
Van Horn down for Giroux. There's the double team. And a walk. Iona fans not happy with that call.
I mean, this is the perfect scenario. Lizarazu draws 2. She gets all the way in, and then Adams not finishing it. That's an easy one.
She finished number 2 in the league in losing ball of Fairfield with assists 155 in the regular season. Final 40 seconds of the second quarter. Coffey distributes for Fitzpatrick. And Billy Gotzi with Lizarazu coming up court calls for the timeout.
There's only a few seconds here between the shot clock and the game clock. So Coach Gotzi wants to call something quick, get a hitter, probably use a lot of the clock up so that you don't allow Marist to get a shot at the end of the half.
Look at our bracket. Quinnipiac earlier today bested Monmouth 66-59 in a very close ball game. So they await the winner of this game between the 2-seed Iona, the 3-seed Marist. A tournament that started back on Thursday, March the 3rd. Opened up with 3 games, and they had quarterfinals with the lower seeds playing on Friday. That's the reason Iona got the day off, because they were the 2-seed. Marist had to play yesterday because they were the 3-seed in a new format this year. And, you know, Brian Georgia says it is what it is. He was actually in favor of this new format, and if you don't get the 1 or 2 seed, well, shame on you.
Right, like you don't deserve it, you know. Actually, that reminds me of a comment. I was watching the NBA the other day, and somebody said, you know, I don't remember which commentator it was about. They should allow like 7 fouls or something. Why, you know, in overtime? And it's like, one of the analysts said, well, why? You know, you get punished. You get your 6th, then you're done.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it is what it is, and it's just funny.
And they really tinkered with the rules this year, going to the quarters, 10-minute quarters, changing the fouls per team per quarter. 5, you shoot the double bonus. The throw in at the end of the game, under a minute. Oh, there's another rainmaker, Liz Arazu.
Wow. She has come to play today.
3 for 3 on triples, the final second, and a big one by Van Horn. That's the answer the Foxes needed, but Liz Arazu leads her team to the locker room as the Red Foxes find themselves down in this one, 34-29, and boy, with a 3-ball was effective as Iona makes half of them 6 of 12, and the Red Foxes nail 5 of 11, and the Red Foxes really needed the threes. Here's a look at the Liz Arazu third triple of the first half. And as you said, Julie, and she's feeling it, and then the leaner at the last second by Van Horn.
A big shot to end the half by Van Horn, but an even bigger shot before that by Liz Arazu.
You ladies weathered the early storm. You came back. Your offense got it started. What was the thought process?
I was trying to come out and being aggressive. Iona came out to a really great start, so I knew I needed to make shots and just do what I do best by being aggressive.
They guarded Tori very tight. Understanding that, you became much more aggressive. What do you think will happen in the second half?
I think they're going to continue to guard Tori tight. They're doubling on her, and Tori's going to have to find the open person, and she's been doing that well.
Thank you so much. Have a good second half.
Thank you.
You ladies came out very aggressive in that first half, especially yourself. I made a mistake and called you the player of the year early on, but you played like that in the first half.
Yeah, we know that our defense is the key, so we have to play aggressive and we have to play hard so we can win.
With that being said, you and Joy are the leaders of this ball club. What do you need to do in the second half to keep it going?
We have to keep being aggressive on our defense so our offense keeps going and we can allow them to have more easy three-pointers.
Thank you so much. Have a great second half.
Thank you.
Today's halftime game brought to you by the New York Lottery. Now, fans, please welcome to the floor the Bears cheer and dance team.
And we're back here at halftime of our second semifinal of the day. The two-seeded Gales lead the third-seeded Red Foxes 34-29. And Chris Williams been working that sideline throughout the afternoon for us. He just caught up with one of Marist's stars, Sydney Coffey.
You ladies weathered the early storm. You came back. Your offense got it started. What was the thought process?
I was trying to come out and being aggressive. Iona came out to a really great start, so I knew I needed to make shots and just do what I do best by being aggressive.
They guarded Tori very tight. Understanding that, you became much more aggressive. What do you think will happen in the second half?
I think they're going to continue to guard Tori tight. They're doubling on her, and Tori's going to have to find the open person, and she's been doing that well.
Thank you so much. Have a good second half.
Thank you.
We are in the fourth day of this tournament, the 2016 MAAC Basketball Championships, housed here in the capital of New York State, Albany. And it all started with games on Thursday. They went through 3 games in the opening round, moved to the quarterfinals both Friday and Saturday. And then our first semifinal today was Quinnipiac off a nice win against the Monmouth Hawk. By the way, Quinnipiac winning their 19th game in a row. And they'll appear in their third straight title game Monday, 2:30 Eastern Time on ESPNU. Awaiting the winner of this game between Iona and Marist. And right now at halftime, it is the Gales leading 34-29. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the major award winners throughout the MAAC after these messages.
All right, everybody, if this doesn't get your toes tapping, then check your pulse.
Ba 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 ba. The joy of cola, joy of bubbles, joy of fun, joy of Pepsi on your tongue. Greatest taste sensation under the sun.
Know that you will always compete against the best while bringing out the best in yourself. To know that you are joining a family with a rich history in both academics and athletics. To know that you will become one of the future leaders of tomorrow. To focus on one goal, graduation. That's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, celebrating 35 years of excellence in academics and athletics.
The right education can inspire you to do anything. Challenge yourself. Prepare for success. This is your moment to create, explore, discover, matter to each other and to the world. Be inspired to do anything at Monmouth University.
Deep within you is a relentless drive. You come prepared. You come willing to work. You come to win. Discover the Performance Protein Bar made just for you. Come ready. 24 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, no sugar alcohols. One unbelievably awesome taste. Come ready. You don't quit, and neither should your bar. Come ready for the competitor in you.
Welcome back to halftime of our MAAC women's semifinal game featuring Marist and Quinnipiac here in Albany today and earlier this week. The MAAC handed out several key postseason awards. Here's a look at this year's award winners.
The Rock Coach of the Year, Trisha Fabry, Quinnipiac. Fabry led Quinnipiac to its second straight MAAC regular season championship in a season where her Bobcats won their final 17 MAAC games, including a win over Iona on the last day of the regular season to secure the crown. Over the last 2 seasons combined, the Quinnipiac Bobcats are 37-3 in conference play. Fabry is now a 2-time MAAC Coach of the Year. The Rock Coach of the Year, Trisha Fabry, Quinnipiac. Rookie of the Year, Aaron McClure, Quinnipiac University. McClure, a 5'11" freshman, guard and forward from Springfield Gardens, New York, was named MAAC Rookie of the Week 4 times this season for the Bobcats. McClure was 4th in conference with a 46.9 field goal percentage and ranked 7th in the MAAC with 1.6 blocked shots per game. She also ranked 10th in conference with 6.9 rebounds per game. Rookie of the Year, Aaron McClure, Quinnipiac University. Defensive Player of the Year, Amani Tatum, Manhattan. Tatum, a 5'7" sophomore guard from Cambridge Heights, New York, led the MAAC with 97 steals while averaging a league-best 3.3 swipes per game. She ranked 9th in conference with 11.9 points per game and 8th in conference with 3.2 assists per game. Tatum was 8th in the MAAC with a 74.2 field goal percentage and 9th in conference with a 0.9 assist-to-turnover ratio. Tatum was named MAAC Player of the Week on January 25th. Defensive Player of the Year, Amani Tatum, Manhattan. Co-6 Players of the Year, Alexis Lewis, Iona, and Jasmine McCall, Monmouth. Lewis, a 5'10" freshman guard from Pittston, Pennsylvania, ranked 2nd among freshmen with 9.3 points per game and 5th in conference in 3-point field goal percentage, shooting 37.2% from long distance. Lewis was named MAAC Rookie of the Week on December 14th. McCall, a 5'9" senior guard from Manalapan, New Jersey, averaged 8.5 points in 14.5 minutes per game for the Hawks in her senior season. She shot 36% from beyond the arc and 73.2% from the free throw line. McCall recorded a 38.9 field goal percentage and 14 steals in 23 games played. Co-6 Players of the Year, Alexis Lewis, Iona, and Jasmine McCall, Monmouth.
And nice to see there on that graphic 5 different schools represented for the major awards, led by Tori Giroux as the Player of the Year. And, of course, the Coach of the Year down the bottom of your screen. Trisha Fabry wins it for the 2nd year in a row as she led her team to the MAAC regular season crown for the 2nd straight year. We'll come back and take some look at the video highlights and the numbers of this game as Iona controlling by 5.
Hey, guess what day it is?
Hump day!
Hump day! It's hump day!
Hey, Mike. Mike.
Mike.
Guess what day it is? Hey, Camel. Guess what day it is?
It's not even Wednesday.
Let it go, Phil. If you're a camel, you put up with this all the time. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Okay.
I'm Mike Richter, and I love New York. There's no place like it in the world, especially in the winter. You know I love to play on the ice, but I also love the snow. New York has over 50 ski mountains, more than any other state. So carve some turns, catch some air, or snowmobile in a state with over 10,000 miles of trails. New York State is a winter wonderland. So plan your trip at iloveny.com. There's something for everyone.
Knowing that Niagara University has been named a best value means that it's one of the best investments that you can make in an education. I want parents to think about a Niagara University education as a great investment in their child's future.
There's a lot of talk about teachers not getting jobs these days. Our students are getting jobs. We have schools calling us asking for our most recent graduates, which is very exciting. Our success depends on the students' success at Niagara University. We want you to be the best student that you can be.
The ball is tipped, and there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. One shining moment is all on the line. One shining moment. That's good.
Back here at halftime, Iona, the 2 seed, leads the 3-seeded Red Foxes 34-29. Both teams taking a lot of the long shots in this game. And the three-pointer really played a factor in the course of this game. Iona comes out, hits 2, sets the tone, leads 6-0. Red Foxes got back in the game, though, because all 4 of their made field goals in the first quarter were all on the three-pointers.
Yeah, they were shooting a high percentage from 3, and the 3 is more than a 2, so that's the way to get back into it if you can get back into it that way. But I think Brian George's concern is we don't want to settle for just 3s. We've got to get the ball inside, and Jaros had a hard time getting shots off. Iona's defense was pretty solid, and they created some offense for them. They forced a lot of turnovers.
And both teams jittery at the start of this ball game. Several turnovers, but they didn't really capitalize on each other's part as we get a look now. As Coffee was big to start the game.
Well, they started out in a hole, and then you got to crawl out of the hole, and Coffee was able to do that by hitting some 3s, and when the defense collapses on Jaros sees the floor really well, and she kicked it out, and she was able to get it going halfway through the first half when she was able to post up here a couple times. There was a mismatch. She recognized it, is able to shoot it over top of people's heads, and I think her best bet is running in transition. She can get some easy buckets that way, but Iona had a lot of star power and firepower, and Joy Adams made some really tough shots, and she's playing like a true leader today, running the floor. She's getting it up in transition. She's playing solid defense on Tori Jaros, and this defense is leading to a lot of what they do on the other end. They can be really dangerous when they're playing fast, and I think that that's what you want to see if you're Iona. Running the tempo, controlling the tempo. And how about this young lady in the first half? Marina Lizarazu played like a true veteran. She was playing controlled basketball. She was taking shots that she was getting. She was making some deep shots, penetrating, pitching, finishing some runners, and she had a couple of really big 3s, and this was one of them, and it was a perfect shot, straight down, nothing but net. She played with so much confidence, and you can't ask for more from a player than what Marina Lizarazu did, and this was the last play to end the half, and it was maybe the biggest shot of the first half.
Lizarazu knocks down 6 of 7 shots. We take a look at our Geico first half stats. And again, Iona 46% overall, but they knocked down 6 of 12 three-point attempts. Free throw line, nobody's missed so far in the ball game. +1 for the Gales, and rebounds and the turnovers, 17 almost equally divided. And Iona had 5 steals, and Marist averaging just under 15 turnovers a game. Got to get that corrected because they turned it over 9 times, especially in the first quarter. So at the break, 34-29, Iona looking to Marina Lizarazu to lead them to the MAAC title game with another big half. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to the 2016 MAAC Basketball Championships on ESPN3. We're at the Times Union Center, Albany, New York. And Iona leading 34-29 as the Marist band striking up a quarter two here at the Times Union Center. Chris Williams huddled up with Marina Lizarazu, the leading scorer in the game with 15. We have that interview for you.
You ladies came out very aggressive in that first half, especially yourself. I made a mistake and called you the player of the year early on, but you played like that in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, we know that our defense is the key, so we have to play aggressive and we have to play hard so we can win.
With that being said, you and Joy are the leaders of this ball club. What do you need to do in the second half to keep it going?
We have to keep being aggressive on our defense so our offense keeps going and we can allow them to have more easy three-pointers.
Thank you so much. Have a great second half.
Thank you.
And that lady right there, Marina Lizarazu, participating for her native homeland of Spain, played in the U18 Spanish National and the European Championships, and she's got a lot of experience abroad and really coming into her own here in her junior year. This is Lizarazu. Caught defensively by Clement. Gilmore steps into a three-pointer. And Adams got sandwiched that time between Clement and Coffey. So your thoughts on that first half? They get the 15 from Lizarazu, another 10 from Adams, and kind of a battle of the stars won by Iona. Even though Tori Jerose came up empty in the first quarter, she did have 10 in the second half.
That's what I was going to say. We were talking about how she struggled shooting, but she ended up with 10 points. That's kind of what happens with her. Sometimes she gets a quiet 10, but she's going to have to do her best to get some open looks this half for them to do well.
When Tori got to the free throw line, that's what kind of brought her out of it. 4 for 4 at the line, 3 of 11 from the field. First opportunity for Marist. Clement, Coffey, Oberdorf, with Fitzpatrick and Jerose on the floor.
And Marist doesn't want the same thing to happen that happened in the first half where Iona came out guns hot and jumped out on a lead on them.
And the Foxes were plagued by the 9 first half turnovers. Dupree, a transfer in from LaSalle. And Oberdorf would come away with it. Coffey hit a couple threes after Iona had jumped out to a quick lead. That kind of settled things down for the Foxes. But again, all their first quarter points came on three-pointers. Andrew Rose goes down heavily. Really hit her midsection.
Yeah, ooh, that looked really bad. She looked like she fell hard.
Dupree picking up the personal foul. And Tori, you mentioned aspiring to be a bodybuilder, has worked hard on her abs, obviously, her upper body, and just trying to get some air back into the lungs.
Yeah, she just got knocked down hard, and take a look at it. She goes in, and there's a double team. The double team's a little bit late, and she just falls really hard.
She rattles that one in. 5 for 5 at the free throw line. Rose had the magnificent year being named the player of the year. She averaged a double-double, almost 19 points a game, over 12 boards. Won both the scoring and the rebounding crown. And she's up to a dozen. Lizarazu was almost perfect in that first half, making 6 of 7 shots. Robinson. Leah Robinson, been on with the program 4 years from Bradford, Connecticut.
And Iona started out the game hot from the arc, and they've been looking for their shot early on here, and that's a backcourt. That's just an unforced error.
That happens right in front of us, and Adams will be inbounding now at side court. Adams will be inbounding in front of us. Joined again by Lizarazu, first team all conference for both of them. Leah Robinson, 35% on three-point shooting this year. Back cut by Adams.
Smart play, though. Coffee was on her tight, and she lost her.
Fitzpatrick saves. Claire Oberdorf started 18 of their 30 games this year. She's a native of Pennsylvania. Now for Clement. Nice follow through, 2 on the shot.
Big shot. And Clement has some very timely shots from back there. And she's got 9 points, 3 of 5. She's pretty accurate from the 3.
Lizarazu to the hole. And kept it alive. She does everything.
Yeah, she's a hustler. I mean, she gets 50-50 balls. You can tell she's playing with a lot of grit today. Like, she really wants this win.
And a step-out foul on the Foxes.
And this is because of the patience of Marist. Tori sees she notices, hey, I don't have the lane. And a lot of assists come from her kicking the ball out because teams are doubling her and they're there for her. So she's got good court vision.
Wait till the rim again. Foul was picked up by Fitzpatrick. Foxes get it. Last year they went 21-12. And it's just become the norm. 10 straight 20-win seasons. They're going to have to do a lot here to try and equal that feat. This year came in with 16 wins in this game. Lost on the end line.
I think Tori really working hard, and Adams is there on the other side helping out. But I think she's just got to settle her body, go up strong.
Iona got here by knocking off Siena, 64-47. There's a 3 from Gilmore.
You can't allow that. Gilmore does that. That's what she does, and that's on the scout, so you can't give her room coming off that screen.
Elisa Gilmore from Memphis, Tennessee. Here's Oberdorf. The post move by DeRose.
A nice move, though. She had it.
She's 3 of 13 from the field. Gales have made 8 of 15 on the long looks. Robinson now for play. Shot clock rolls at 8 seconds. Gotsi pointing to the clock off the elbow. Lizarazu has taken a lot of shots here early into the third quarter.
And she's stuck with the ball at the end of the shot clock a lot of times, has to take a tough one. But she's playing with a lot of confidence, and I think she wants to see this team go all the way, and if she has to put them on her back, she will.
There's DeRose. She can also go off the bounce when catching it on the perimeter, as well as this young lady, Coffee, from Minnesota. Down to 4. Coffee off the bounce. Adams did a really good job sealing off Fitzpatrick.
Coffee has some size on Lizarazu, too. She could even post her up when she sees a situation like that.
And Lizarazu knocked down on the play. And the foul on Marist. So the Gales have opened up a 6-point lead with 4:28 left here in the third quarter.
I'm Mike Richter, and I love New York. There's no place like it in the world, especially in the winter. You know I love to play on the ice, but I also love the snow. New York has over 50 ski mountains, more than any other state. So carve some turns, catch some air, or snowmobile in a state with over 10,000 miles of trails. New York State is a winter wonderland. So plan your trip at iloveny.com. There's something for everyone.
At Quinnipiac University, we offer the warmth and spirit of a small town. You feel it the moment you step on our picturesque campus and a team of upperclassmen helps you move into your freshman dorm. You feel it in the dining areas as students and faculty share meals together. and you can cheer with your friends and Boomer the Bobcat at many of our exciting NCAA Division I sporting events. This is Quinnipiac University, where you're part of our community.
Know that you will always compete against the best while bringing out the best in yourself. Know that you are joining a family with a rich history in both academics and athletics. To know that you will become one of the future leaders of tomorrow. To focus on one goal, graduation. That's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, celebrating 35 years of excellence in academics and athletics.
All right, everybody, if this doesn't get your toes tapping, then check your pulse.
Ba 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 ba. The joy of cola, joy of bubbles, joy of fun, joy of Pepsi on your tongue. Greatest taste sensation under the sun. Ba 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 ba. Pepsi Cola.
We invite you to download the MAAC app to get instant updates on MAAC news, scores, standings, video straight to your mobile device. Go to Apple App Store or Google Play to download today or visit MAACsports.com/mobile for more information. Along with Julie Ambiani, Chris Williams, I'm Dean Darling. We thank you for joining us for our semifinals. Quinnipiac won earlier today over Monmouth. They await the winner of this game between Marist and Iona. Both teams have really struggled shooting the rock here to start the third quarter.
Yep, they're in a bit of a drought. I think both teams need these next couple possessions to put the ball in the hole.
There's Arazu on the kick for Clay. Good ball movement here by the Gales, and it pays dividends.
And she has really come on strong, and Gilmore is shooting with a lot of confidence today.
So the largest lead of the game at 9 for the Gales. Foxes had never led in this game. Got in the hole early, 6-0. The shooting numbers. Prior to that shot by Gilmore, they were just 2 of 10 from the field. Here's Fitzpatrick stepping into a two-pointer. Fitzpatrick on a putback.
Well, good job following her shot, but Marist's offense just looks stagnant. They're not really getting good looks. They're not moving the ball enough. And I don't know that they have enough firepower to finish this one out from what it looks like at the moment. It's going to be one of those things where they need Coffey, I think, and Jaros to come up big, because those are the two veterans.
Well, those two veterans average together over 35 points a game, and they only average as a team 62 points. They've been thirsting for a third and fourth option throughout the year.
You nailed it.
Brian George is not happy with that call going against Coffey for throwing out the chicken wing. Second one on Coffey. What's your thoughts?
Well, she's being double teamed. I didn't think that she swung the elbow high. She was pretty low with it, but the refs seemed to call that.
Got her trapped on that sideline too as the third defender.
It's a tough position to be in to stop your dribble.
Joy Adams to the rack. Couple blocks today for Droz.
It's an interesting call because you're trying to pivot out of it. So you're trying to move. Of course you're going to move. It wasn't like she flew her elbow up high.
And the Gales did a great job on the trap. Here's a takeaway at midcourt. Picked up by Oberdorf, and then she's tripped on the play. Joy Adams obviously didn't mean that at all and helps her up. That was a great opportunity for the Gales.
You see this turnover here. And they miss the easy layup down at the other end, and then they foul. So it is a missed opportunity for Iona.
It amazes me sometimes. And I'm talking men and women's basketball. How many layups are missed in the game?
There are a lot, especially at the women's game.
And it's an and one for Allie Clement.
You speak so soon, Dean, and then we get a layup here. But Clement's had a nice game. She's shooting at a pretty high percentage whenever she touches the basketball. A good cut back door and a nice lob pass to her.
Robinson on the foul. That's her first. Allie for the three-point conventional play. So my point is, 43-34, you get a steal, you're going to get an extra basket, right? They miss the layup, and then they come down, Marist gets a conventional
and they
three.
Give the three up. That certainly hurts. That's a possession you want to get back if you're Iona.
Here's Clay.
Nobody within 10 feet of Clay. They're just leaving it.
Obviously, that's what the scout says to do.
Yep.
Here's Coffey to the rim. These two teams split the season series. Gilmore pumping on a three.
She has been clutch today. She has come to play, and they're looking for her, and Marist is not rotating right. She's 4 for 6 from three-point land right now.
12 points in total for a lady that took the donut yesterday, or 2 days ago in Siena, 0 for 9. Well, you know what? I was looking at the box
score. Shooting.
Yeah.
You got to.
And the other thing is, she had 5 dimes. She had a bunch of assists.
And this is all because it was off the ball reversal, the skip pass, and Gilmore steps right into her shot and strokes it, and the defense was just not there on time. Sometimes Marist sags so much, and they're trying to squeeze the middle and not allow inside paint action that they're leaving some wide open looks.
So the Gales have hit 10 three-pointers in this ballgame. The Foxes have hit 6, but Marist really isn't getting a lot of three-point looks here in the third quarter.
Iona's cleaned up and tightened it up a bit on the perimeter defense.
Gilmore, Adams with Robinson, and Lewis just came in, along with Lizarazu. Lewis was surprised by that pass.
I think, too, Iona's getting a lot of offensive rebounds. They seem to be getting extra possessions.
And the ball will go back to the Foxes on the back line. 2 coaches working this one. Semifinal action. Gales looking for the 22nd win overall and advance to the MAAC title game with a W. While Marist is looking for the 17th, looking to go 2 games over 500. Very important game for both squads. And Marist has been to the title game 12 straight years. Marist has been stroking the free throws rather well before that. Now they're 9 for 12. Gilmore take it out. Dupree back in. Billy Gotze having a word with Gilmore. Two-possession lead here for the Gales. And you see here the three-pointers being taken here in the second half. Marist with just the 1. Iona has drilled 4 of them. Here's DeRose on a run out, leaving it for Clement. And Lewis was the last to touch it.
And here up in transition, you see Jaros says, hey, I'm a post player. I'm not supposed to be dribbling this ball. So she gets it over to Clement, and that's a tough leaning shot by Clement. Couldn't get it to fall. But they get the ball back, and I think this quarter has been a lot more of Marist getting to the free throw line. They're going inside a little bit more.
That foul's on Adams. That's her 3rd. Coffey, a great free throw shooter throughout her career, at 77% this year. In her senior year, part of the Marist FASA program, which is 34 minutes a game. Her dad played at the University of Minnesota. She's got a sister playing at Northwestern. What a fabulous career. Became the 4th all-time leading scorer here early today.
She's had an amazing career. And this year it's been a little harder because I think there's more pressure on her to have to do everything. And there's really only 2 main players that score a lot of the points. And like you said earlier, they've been thirsting for that third or fourth option. And she had that her first 3 years.
Lizarazu gets her first shot to go down here in the second half. After going 6 of 7 in that first half. 6-point lead for the Gales here at the tail end of the third quarter. Coffee on the step out. They hedge on her.
You got to get that to her, and there's the help already there, and that's a charge. You got to actually see that and not pass it to her. It's tough to predict, of course, because the help got there pretty fast.
Tori's had a clean game as far as fouls. That's her first of the ball game. Good defense, though. Lizarazu gets the word from head coach Billy Gotze here. They'll take the shot clock under 10. Looking to finish off this third quarter. The step back by Lizarazu. Plenty of time for the Foxes. Kendall Bob is checked in. She wears 15 for the Red Foxes. Giroux's got a little bit of spacing, and she threw out the elbow.
That's 2 fouls in a row on Tori. And she's getting frustrated. And got 2 players on her every time she catches the ball, and that's going to happen. And it's tough to maintain your composure when you've got so much on you.
Lizarazu with 4 seconds left. And we'll heave it up too late. They went in and out. But the Red Foxes get back-to-back offensive foul calls going against the player of the year in the MAAC, Tori Giroux. Iona withstanding a little run for the Foxes, lead it by 6 after 3.
Coach, your team seems to be in attack mode. A lot of excitement on your bench.
I'm excited about it. You know, they're working hard on the defensive end, and that's fueling us offensively, and we just got to stay in it for 10 more minutes.
Well, again, you've done a great job on Tori Giroux. What is the game plan, the defensive scheme that you're doing right now?
You know, she's a great player, and we have to make sure that we match her energy, and we have to sometimes send 2 people to her. So just staying composed, disciplined, and trying to trap her when she gets the ball, and just being aggressive defensively so that we can get into our offense.
Thanks a lot, Coach. 10 more minutes.
Thank you.
When the music begins, you can start.
Iona has won each quarter. It's been close. 16-12 in that first quarter, won by a digit. second quarter and then winning the third quarter 14-13. So they've been holding serve, so to speak. They lead by 6 after 3 as we head into the championship quarter. And we send it over to Chris Williams, who's got Iona's head coach, Billy Gotze.
Coach, your team seems to be in attack mode. A lot of excitement on your bench.
I'm excited about it. You know, they're working hard on the defensive end, and that's fueling us offensively, and we just got to stay in it for 10 more minutes.
Well, again, you've done a great job on Tori DeRose. What is the game plan, the defensive scheme that you're doing right now?
You know, she's a great player, and we have to make sure that we match her energy, and we have to sometimes send 2 people to her. So just staying composed, disciplined, and trying to trap her when she gets the ball, and just being aggressive defensively so that we can get into our offense.
Thanks a lot, Coach. 10 more minutes.
Thank you.
So Billy and her staff have done an incredible job here against the top player in the league, Tori DeRose, and also kept Coffey to just 8 points so far in this one. And Marist a perfect 12-0 in semifinal round play, and that's in jeopardy right now.
Yeah, Iona's definitely played well, and they have held Tori down. They've double teamed. They've stuck to the game plan the whole time, and a lot of times teams don't do that. They start out well in that category, but when you play us against a star player, they let up, and that player comes up big. So they've done a nice job sticking to the game plan.
Here's Clement, awkward shot. She'll get a reset. Shot clock at 13 because they drew no iron. Coffey going the other way of the screen from DeRose. Lizarazu has been a valuable contributor in this game with 17 points to go along with a couple assists. Here's Dupree. And a new opportunity here for the Gales. Gales have been to the MAAC Finals 3 times and lost to Marist each time. Last time it was 2013. And the winner of this game will get Quinnipiac. Oh, a nifty move by Lizarazu.
She's crafty. Getting a little fancy there.
She hasn't shot the ball well here in the second half, but she's still been a great floor general. Second one on Fitzpatrick.
Well, Marist has done a better job on her, too. They've been a little more difficult, but yep, when she's not scoring, she manages everything out there. She controls the tempo.
Tremendous presence on the floor. Get some help from the screen from Dupree. To the dish she goes.
That's the way to get yourself going, is take it to the rack, and nobody stepped up to help that time. She just got all the way to the hole from the right-hand wing.
19 today for the Spaniard from Madrid. You would think they're going to look for a lot of number 44 here in the fourth quarter. DeRose on the putback.
A nice job with the rebound, and she hasn't gotten a lot of those today. Typically, we're used to seeing her get a lot of rebounds and putbacks. I think maybe that was her 8th rebound, and we're used to seeing her have like 20 a game.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
No, but she's done it this year.
She's done it.
Yeah. Here come the Foxes, down by 6. So Bryant George right now has 2 first-year players on the floor, Fitzpatrick and Oberdorf. A sophomore's got it right now, and then the 2 seniors in Coffey and DeRose.
Sometimes when Coffey catches it, she's leaning forward with that 3.
Great dig out that time by Oberdorf. Oberdorf waiting to pick up with the softball team. That's why she originally came to Marist. Her sister is the top pitcher on the Red Fox staff, a junior. There's DeRose, deep post. And again, the Marist faithful that traveled up on a couple buses, not happy with that call. They were looking for a foul.
Well, Iona sent 2 players over there, the double team, and it was very hard to see because it was underneath the basket.
Here's Robinson. Robinson's done a great job today playing under control. She's taking the threes when they're there.
That's the thing about Iona. They've got some players that can stroke it from the perimeter.
And a walk call by the official right there on Adams.
You add Adams and Dupree inside, and when they're all clicking on all cylinders, they're really difficult to stop.
Iona, one of the more athletic teams in the conference.
They're quicker and longer than most of the teams.
Fox got bunched up on the left side. Now they balance the floor. Oberdorf.
That's a nice job with the shot fake. You get that little head fake, which gives you the open shot against more athletic teams and somebody that's closing out on you quickly. Little head fake is all you need, and you're going to be wide open.
Her first made basket of the game.
They needed that.
Really did. She could not stroke the three early into the season, and they did pick her up. But over the last second half of the year, she's been one of the better outside shooters. Lizarazu pumping long distance. And Adams went down here on the sideline. She gives you every ounce of strength that she has.
She does, and a lot of these long balls, they're going off to the side, and she is boxing out and hustling, and you got to give her a lot of credit. She goes after those balls, those 50-50 balls. Those are the things that really make up the big moments. They don't seem like big things at the time, but Iona's hustled on the glass.
There's Coffin. When you think about it, that was a perfect picture because those were the 1 and 2 vote getters for Player of the Year in Jerose and Adams. Fitzpatrick working against the longness that time of Dupree, and Jerose somehow got it to tip in.
Wow, what a tough shot. And Jerose has had to take a lot of them today, and that just put them down one. And she was able to finish in traffic.
And the building's starting to get some life.
Iona's in a little drought here, last few possessions, and now turning that over. That hurts.
Lizarazu puts it on the baseline on a step out of bounds. The Foxes faithful happy because their team is on a comeback within one of the Gale lead.
We are St. Peter's University, a place where students who are eager to learn are taught by people who care, on a campus designed for both to thrive. We're proud to offer incredible learning opportunities and life-changing experiences, and that means our students are prepared to succeed in their fields, in their communities, and all over the world. Get to know St. Peter's University, the Jesuit University of New Jersey.
Thanks for the ride around Norfolk. And I just wanted to say Geico is proud to have served the military for over 75 years.
Roger that. Captain's waiting to give you a tour of the Wisconsin now.
Could have parked a little bit closer. It's going to be dark by the time I get there.
Geico, proudly serving the military for over 75 years.
Deep within you is a relentless drive. You come prepared. You come willing to work. You come to win. Discover the Performance Protein Bar made just for you. Come ready. 24 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, no sugar alcohols. One unbelievably awesome taste. Come ready. You don't quit, and neither should your bar. Come ready for the competitor in you.
Everybody, if this doesn't get your toes tapping, then check your pulse.
The joy of cola, joy of bubbles, joy of fun, joy of Pepsi on your tongue, greatest taste sensation under the sun. Pepsi Cola.
Lots more basketball coming your way today on ESPN3. Turn to the men's side, 4:30. 1 seed Monmouth won the MAAC regular season crown, taking on the 5 seed Fairfield, who got by St. Peter's last night. And then you've got the big crowd coming in here at Albany. The hometown Saints, nice win against Manhattan last night. They'll take on the number 2 team led by A.J. English, the Gales of Iona. It's at 7 o'clock. Stay with us for that on ESPN3. Doug Sherman, Rob Kennedy on the call. That should be a lot of fun. Foxes on the strength of a 7-0 run here have gotten themselves within 1, never leading in a ball game.
And they've been really assertive, and Tori Jaros has gotten the ball in her hands a little bit more this quarter.
Chance that time to take the lead by Jaros. Jaros so far in the game 5 of 16 from the field. Lizarazu led him with 15 in the first half. 4 here in the second half. Got a clean look.
That's a big shot. Lizarazu is playing like she wants this game. I mean, she's full of fire and poised today. She's got 22 points, 4 of 6 from 3. She is stroking it.
3 off her career high of 25. 4 of 6. That's an amazing number.
Today, you've got to be there on the catch when she gets the ball because she's hot. You can't just close out late.
Here's Oberdorf. Near strip.
And the shot clock winding down here yet again.
Coffey, last second, she got it to Oberdorf, who kind of shoved it up.
Yeah, she did. She barely caught it.
So the Foxes got within 1. Lizarazu in the last possession hits an elbow 3. And now they've got the clock. And Fitzpatrick with those long arms with the denial.
A good anticipation, and Lizarazu just telegraphing that pass. It's a long pass to make all the way from the right to the left.
I don't know if Lizarazu's been out of the game. I mean, she's got to be a little bit tired.
Billy Godsey can't afford to take her out. I think that she just manages the game for her so well that the team is not the same when she's not in.
So crafty with the basketball. A lot of red shirts around that defensive rebound. Marist is actually out-rebounded by Iona, 33-29. The Foxes dead last in the regular season in rebounding.
Wide open. That's what happens. You get double teamed, somebody is going to be open. And that time they recognized it, and Fitzpatrick was the recipient of the double team.
Off the assist by Jaros.
A lot of assists by Jaros today. And she could have had more.
Gilmore down for Lizarazu. Shot clock is at 4. Great rebound by Adams.
Yep, and then you get another possession, and that was really, really pivotal. Every possession at this time of the game is integral. You've got to get rebounds.
Lizarazu setting up Dupree, but wise enough to bring the ball out. She's not known for outside shooting, and then she gets a timeout from Billy Godsey. 2-point game with just 2:09 left in this one. Gales 53, Marist 51. Chris Williams working the sideline. Chris, what do you have for us?
Had a chance to listen in on the Iona huddle. Coach Billy Gotzi not satisfied with what's going on right now with the intensity level. She wants her ladies to ratchet it up one more level.
There is Billy, the third-year head coach.
Yeah, this is the final 2 minutes, and Billy's right. She's got to get these guys going energy-wise. Both teams need to find it within themselves to pull this out, and that's the way to do it. Second and third chance options mean everything right now.
Yeah, Gilmore does a great job tracking that missed 3. 4-point lead. Marist has only 1 foul against him. Iona hasn't fouled here in the fourth quarter. There's the cut by DeRose. Fourth one on Gilmore, and DeRose has had a nice afternoon at the free throw line. We'll get 2. She's 6 for 6. Tori DeRose, the 6-year graduate student from Cortland Manor, New York. MAAC's leading scorer and rebounder and player of the year. Steps up there confidently.
Clutch free throws, and DeRose is one of the best in the league for sure at the line, and she's got to continue to take it at Iona to get there. And Iona has barely gotten to the free throw line this half at all.
In the game, they're 2 for 2.
Yeah, in the game in general, they just aren't attacking, but they're making shots from the perimeter.
They are. They've made 11 threes in this game, but right now I don't think they're thinking about threes. They're clear by DeRose.
And Marist gets a stop, and that's the only way that you can have a chance here, is get a stop and score. Sounds simple, but that's the way it is right now. And they're struggling to get stops.
Excuse me, Julian. We're down to the final minute here in the fourth quarter. Key possession for the Foxes. Have never led in this game, and Dupree with the body.
I don't know if we're in the 2 shots yet. I don't think so. So Iona and Marist both have some fouls to give here before anyone goes to the line.
Yeah, that's only the second on the Gales. Bryant Georges wants to take a timeout. A lot of strategy going to be talked about here in the final minute of regulation. As Marist, as I mentioned, has never led in this game. And Iona had a lead in the third quarter of 9 with 4:20 left. Marist done a good job whittling away this deficit.
And that's what you love about the conference tournament. I mean, you gotta give everything you've got. This is it. And this is a group that wants to win it too. I mean, you don't have anyone out there that's not giving their all. So final minutes here, or actually 50 seconds. Marist needs a quick hitter here. And Iona needs to stop. Because then if the ball's in their court, if they get a stop, because then Marist has to foul. So this is a huge possession for Marist.
A lot of pressure right here on number 1, Oberdorf. Freshman point guard, long look. On a throw for Coffey, turnover Marist.
And a risky pass. They still had more time than that to have to throw that pass, and now they need a stop, and they've got a foul. Well, they're not going to foul yet, but you can expect Iona's going to whittle this shot clock down.
And they want to keep it in number 1's hands. They'll take the shot clock under 10 and then get a timeout from Billy's bench. (55-53), 29.3. Possession arrow will give it to Iona in case there's a tie-up.
And Iona just needs they just need a good shot here. They've got to get the good shot.
With 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock, it'll be a side inbound. Well, they played a 1-point game the last time they got together. Poughkeepsie won by Marist 62-61.
A very similar situation right here.
Saw a tight game in the first semi today where Monmouth pulled away in the last minute to knock off, I should say, Quinnipiac pulled away to knock off Monmouth by 7. They await the winner of this, and there's a graphic reaching the championship game 12 consecutive years. Only in his first year, the 02-03 season, is when they didn't go to the MAAC championship.
Yeah, this is definitely new territory for Marist.
Inbound from Adams. There's Lizarazu in a one-on-one against Clement. And that's a shot clock violation.
That was the best scenario that Marist could have asked for, besides getting a steal. They got to stop. Now the clock's down to 18 seconds. That's plenty of time to get a good look at the other end.
So Lizarazu was ISO'd on Clement. Came up with shot wide of the rim that didn't catch iron. And Billy Gotzi laying down the wall on her huddle. Those are the numbers that you need to know. With 18.9. Brian Georges, you've been in this huddle with him before. What's he dialing up right now?
You're going to call a quick hitter. I would not doubt that they're going to try to get the ball to Jaros. I mean, Jaros has been carrying them all season. Now, Iona is going to look to double team her. So Jaros has to make sure she's got her eyes open for the kick out, because somebody else is going to be open, and it's happened various times throughout this game, but it's going to be some sort of quick hitter with a second option. There's always got to be a second option with Coach Georges. So if the first option's not available, you've got to get it to the second option. You have plenty of time to get a shot off.
And the Gales still have 2 fouls to give in case they get beat on a dribble.
And I think Marist wants to get to the foul line. I think that's a good way to get 2 points here, is to get to the free throw line and not take and settle for some three that's a chuck. But Iona, they've just got to play lockdown D here, and they can play aggressive because they can give a couple fouls before they send Marist to the line.
See the camaraderie on the Marist bench. Side inbound. Oberdorf obviously looking for Jaros.
See the isolation of the double team, and that's the throwaway.
So the turnovers have bothered Marist throughout this game, and that's a crucial one here under the 10-second mark in regulation.
Well, we knew Jaros was going to get the ball. I mean, anybody in the right mind knows that they're going to look to pass to her, and could not get it out of the double team. Really good hands by Iona, nice defense, but they anticipated that one.
Lizarazu was the one that was dropping back and helped defense, got her hands in there and deflected the ball. And you mentioned about the turnovers. Marist with 18 in this game. They only averaged just under 15 a game.
Well, Oberdorf trying to throw that over top, and I think it was a better situation for a bounce pass into Jaros.
Yeah, Jaros was fortunate enough to capture that ball. But then
double
it's
team.
A muddled mess, yes, on the double team. And a 2-point lead here for Iona, looking to go back to the MAAC Finals for the 4th time. They've been to the MAAC Finals 3 times, and each time the Red Foxes have beaten them.
That's true.
Tony Pizzella was the head coach at Iona. I didn't want to bring it up.
When I was playing,
right.
07, 08, both years I was there.
And then at 13.
I broadcasted that one.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks to our guy over here, Freeman.
Yeah.
He's the stat man.
Tony's done a great job.
Tony's now at Seton Hall, and he's dominating.
Right.
He did a great job at Iona, too, but he is dominating.
Yeah.
And they're actually, I think, in the tournament right now. The Big East tournament's taking place at the same time. So he's had a terrific season again with Seton Hall.
One of the more animated coaches in the league.
one of the funnest guys to watch.
Yes.
He's a good person, too.
Gales will inbound over by their bench. 9.4 left. Remember, because of the new rule change, you get it at the hash mark in the final minute of play if you call a timeout. And the Foxes automatically resort to a foul.
And they've got a foul right away. I think there's a couple more to give. Yep, 2 more to give. Or 1 more before the 5th foul.
Right. And they foul automatically. They don't want too much time coming off that clock. So now the inbound has moved farther back. And who do you put at the free throw line when you think about it? They've only taken 2 free throws, and there's the automatic give up by Oberdorf.
Well, you see, Joy Adams is taking it out of bounds. She hasn't really been shooting the ball well from the free throw line. That's why Billy Gotzi has her taking it out. to get it to someone else, because Marist would want to foul Adams.
So again, the storyline here is Iona's taken 2 free throws the entire game. That was Adams in the first half. And Gilmore has put it to a full possession lead with 6.5 left.
Clutch free throw, and this one can ice it.
Gilmore started the game with the 3. Has had a steady game. 2 big makes. Timeout by the Foxes, and the Gale bench meets their team.
Alicia Gilmore, only a sophomore, ice in her veins. Those are 2 big free throws. And
74% free throw shooter before that.
Yeah, and you know Marist is going to draw probably a 3 here, a quick hitting 3. They're 2 possessions away, so that's what I would do.
So the Foxes find themselves in a hole down by 4. They had an opportunity earlier, but turned it over. Now resorting to fouls. The 2 Marist seniors could be their final game. Jerose and Crawford.
They've had a heck of a season, both of them surrounded by a lot of youth. So you know that they were baptized by fire this year.
Inbound will come from Allie Clement. Oberdorf using a lot of time. Coffey with 1 second left. The ball knocked out of bounds. Game over. The Gales of Iona have advanced to the MAAC championship game for the 4th time in their MAAC history. Billy Gotze and her team victorious over the Dean of Coaches, Brian Georges, who see a run of 12 straight years getting to the MAAC final, end here in Albany, New York.
Well, Marist gave them a really good game, especially at the end here, but Iona was just too much for them to handle. Marist didn't have enough firepower. They did a great job executing on players they needed to execute against. They really held Tori Jerose in check today, and they played phenomenal defense, and they made shots. They just made shots from the perimeter. And how about Liz Arazu? I mean, Liz Arazu had such a senior veteran performance.
22 points from Liz Arazu. And the Foxes again plagued by turnovers throughout the game, and the 18th one really cost them when they had a chance to either tie or go ahead in the ball game. We'll be back with our post game after this as Iona is going to the championship game. MAAC basketball is brought to you by I Love New York. Winter in New York State. There's something for everyone. Plan your trip at iloveny.com. Iona advancing to the championship game, knocking off the 3 seed, the Red Foxes of Marist College, 57-53. Chris Williams has lined up the winning coach, Billy Gotze, and our Pepsi player of the game. Chris.
Congratulations, Coach, on a big win. Your team played with tremendous amount of poise in the last couple of minutes, especially your point guard. Where did that come from?
That's just who she is. She sets the tone for us all year, and she did a very good job of keeping everybody in the right spots and making sure everybody was calm and comfortable, and that if we just locked into our defensive standard, we would be okay.
When Marist made that late run, did you get a little nervous?
Of course, they're a great team, you know, and we have to make sure that we challenge them and that we coach every possession of it. And they're a really good team, and they were coming out to try to win it. So we did a really good job of making sure that we locked in defensively, that we made Tori take tough shots, that we made Sydney take tough shots, and tried to take away their first option.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations. You played bananas this afternoon. What got into you?
I mean, I knew I have to play for my team. I had to stay settled and keep everybody calm and do anything that I could to win. So that's it.
Well, again, you set the tone. I thought you were very aggressive offensively and defensively today.
Yeah, our defense is the key, so it's what gets us going. So I knew it started from there, and that was amazing. And we are very happy how work pays off, and we've been working very hard for this moment.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Enjoy.
And Chris joined there by our Pepsi player of the game, Marina Lizarazu, the leading scorer in the ball game for the Gales with 22 points. As we take a look at our updated bracket now, and there on the far right, number 1 Quinnipiac, number 2 Iona, 2:30 Eastern Time, ESPNU. This is what they want. They want the 1 and 2 getting to the championship game. It's happening.
No surprise at all, actually. I mean, Marist put up a good battle, honestly. It could have been anyone, but Iona deserved it. They played really well, and you couldn't have asked for a better matchup. We recently just saw them end the season by playing each other, and it was a battle. So I expect nothing short of that tomorrow.
And we look now at our Crons play of the game. A major putback by Gilmore.
Yeah, this was huge. And honestly, Gilmore was pretty key today. She was an X factor. That's the way to follow your shot when you miss it. She made some key threes at pivotal moments in the ball game. So it was really a whole overall effort for Iona today. Everybody stepped up and played like they really wanted it.
So the reign is over for the Foxes. They will be denied their 13th straight appearance in the MAAC title game. Congratulations to Iona. Your quick thoughts here in the finale.
Well, Iona deserved it. I mean, they played phenomenal. They stuck to the game plan. They played their style, their tempo. They held Jaros and Coffee in check. They made sure other players had to take shots, and that's how you win ball games. So it was good coaching, and it was also good execution by Iona. And players stepped up. Marina Lizarazu just played phenomenal today. That's what you need from your senior point guard and game manager.
And let's get your thoughts. We got the matchup that everybody wanted. You got number 1 Quinnipiac going against number 2 Iona. ESPNU, by the way, on Monday. My lady right here, Jillian Vianney, will be
you got the call
with Doug Sherman. Again, it's at 2:30 on Monday. And what's your early thoughts on that one?
I think it's going to be a good game. And like I said before, they just faced each other in the final season at the end of the game. It's going to be a battle of tempo. It's going to be a battle of runs. Can Quinnipiac continue to do what they're doing without Maria Napolitano? They just lost their senior leader, but they're deep. Can Iona continue to score and shoot the ball the way they did today? So we'll see. I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, partner, it's been a lot of fun this year.
It has been fun, too.
Right?
Always.
Yeah, let's get together again.
Yep, for sure.
Next January. And again, that's going to be a wrap from here in Albany. Iona will win and advance to the MAAC championship game. They best Marist 57-53. Join us again 4:30 on ESPN3. We'll turn over to the men's side semifinal action between the Monmouth Hawks and the Fairfield Stags. Be sure to join us all weekend to catch all the action of the 2016 MAAC Basketball Championship right here on ESPN. For Julianne Vianney and Chris Williams and our entire crew, I'm Dean Darling saying so long from Albany, New York.